Hey everybody, Brian here from the Cabinet Joint. We have a new packaging process. New, when I say new, it's February 2023. Prior, if you're a repeat customer, what you would have gotten before for your doors and drawer fronts, and if they're custom front frames or inset front frames, your frames as well, everything would have come kind of in its own individual boxes, and you'd have this pallet with sometimes 30 different boxes that you then had to cut strapping, and then inside the strapping was foam wrapped doors and drawer fronts or front frames. Kind of clunky, a lot of cardboard, a lot of strapping to get rid of. We've worked out with Conestoga something called West Coast packaging. We call it West Coast Pack because it's pretty common to send it from Conestoga's East Earl facility in Pennsylvania to the West Coast. It's a very safe way to get it there. I'm going to describe that packaging for you now in a moment, but what I want to do first is describe why we did it. Basically, when I break into this pallet, what you're going to find is slip sheets of cardboard separating layers of doors and drawer fronts and front frames that are in their individual foam wrappers. So it's very fast and easy to unpack this. The slip sheets of foam you're going to end up using all over your job, whether it's to pad your floor in your house or to put against the wall to lean your product on. Lots of uses of cardboard and no strapping. Except for these two black straps, you have none of the white strapping that just kind of fills up trash bags. So I want to get into it now and show you what West Coast is, the benefits of it and all that. So stay tuned. Your cabinet boxes are still going to come individually boxed. And the reason I say it's important to understand that is you still have to have the ability to grab a complete cabinet box, let's call it a base 3-drawer 18, and transport that wherever you're going to be assembling. If we did the cabinets the same way with this kind of skid pack approach, you'd end up having slip sheets with cabinet parts all over it. There's no way to transport that inside. If your pallet was left by FedEx outside the garage, you can't move it into the garage easily. So your cabinets are still going to come the original way, the way our videos show. But as of February 2023, your doors and drawer fronts on jobs that have more than 10 or 15 doors and drawer fronts are going to come like I'm about to show you here. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is again West Coast Pack. Just to quickly give you the benefit, you don't have all the boxes. The amount of doors and drawer fronts on this kitchen, which is a very large kitchen by the way, would have been 2 pallets with the original packaging, and here we're dealing with 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to cut the strapping and get rid of this plastic and give you an exposure of what the inside of this looks like. So what makes this a little bit unique is they put corner protectors on all your corners, vertical and across the horizontals. I'll pull all those off. And they wrap the whole pallet in cardboard like this. And that cardboard is tucked down inside of a big, thick tray. And this kind of protects corner damage from a forklift. So that 5-inch or 6-inch high tray, that's the bottom platform that the product is all started with. So, give you some exposure here. On top, we have this nice, thick, 1/2-inch thick foam honeycomb cardboard, which is great for use around your job site. And then we start in with the product itself. Nice, clean sheets of cardboard, like this. Lean that over here. And then all my product is edge protected with this thick cardboard batting. And then here are my doors and drawer fronts. I've got 2 frame only, or front frame rather, in here. I can tell by grabbing them what they are. If I need to explore further, I can pull the tape off and see what's in there. But these are 2 doors. You can feel the hinge bore holes. And I got a drawer front and 2 more doors. And then the next sheet of cardboard, let me lean these off to the side real quick and show you. That's a drawer front there. I got a couple of front frames in that first one. You can see the grooves for the assembly. That's how it's going to assemble onto the cabinet. So I know I've got some front frames there. And then it's just another layer of cardboard. I take the next sheet. There's my skid listing, by the way. And I have more. And I just keep working my way down this pallet, stacking my doors and drawer fronts off to the side. And typically what we try to do is organize doors, and we can, again, tell those by feeling for a hinge hole. That's a dead giveaway. You have a door that's going to get hinged. We'll try to separate against our wall doors, drawer fronts, which are typically no hinge holes and typically narrower. And then your front frames, and you want to make sure you keep your front frames separated from everything else because you're going to want to grab those when it comes time to build a cabinet. One comment I want to make about front frames is the only time you'll find front frames packed with your doors and drawer fronts is if you did a custom species, which is any wood species that's not cherry, maple, or oak, or painted. And so say you did walnut or pine or something. Or if the job is an inset, beaded inset or flush inset job where the doors and frames have to be fitted in the same factory. If you're doing overlay and it's painted white or it's stained cherry, those front frames are actually packed with your cabinet boxes. So you'll find front frames scattered throughout this pallet on this job because it's an inset job for our customer. So I'm going to work through this with my partner Jeffrey. We're going to pull all of our doors, drawer fronts, and then front frames out and separate them. And we'll come back on screen in a minute and show you the finished product. Okay, so about 10 minutes ago, we tore that pallet down. Doesn't take long at all with the West Coast packaging. Now what I want to draw your attention to is on that top of that skid was a packing list, and inside the packing list pouch was my packing list. What I really care about on this is the last page. In this case, it's a long one because there's a lot of items on that pallet. And it tells me I have a total quantity of 137 pieces. What Jeffrey and I, my partner and I just did is went through and counted, just did this, you know, kind of go through and count up doors, drawer fronts, front frames, everything that came off that pallet and make sure we have a match of 137, and we did. So we now know we have everything that was meant to be on that pallet. We've also organized everything by tall doors, drawer fronts, doors, and over here on the left, my left, where you can't see, we have all of our front frames organized by bases, talls, not talls, walls, and then kind of a miscellaneous of different colors because we have a couple different rooms we're dealing with. So our frames are now organized so that when we start unboxing our cabinets and we want a front frame for a base full door 30, we can just go right over to our front frames and grab it for that inset cabinet. So that's just kind of a layout or a rundown for you on how quick and easy it is to unpack the West Coast packaging and how to verify your piece count. If you're missing something, it'll settle out. You'll want to do it within 12 days, but they give you measurements and descriptions if you really want to. You can peel through here with your tape measure and try to find the item that you're missing or through process of elimination. But it will sort itself out in your cabinet build so long as you're building these and fitting them up within a couple of weeks. So hopefully that helps. And if you have any questions on West Coast packaging or any other shipping and receiving related questions, give your sales rep, your cabinet coach a call, 888-211-6482. Thanks for watching.